Department's vehicle immobilization mandatory the prior, and reimbursements for the cost of prosecution and governmental expenses. Do you understand those charges and the potential penalties?
Yes.
You do have the right to be represented by an attorney, and if you could not afford one, one would be appointed to represent you at public expense, but you may be required to repay a portion of that expense. Today, do you plan to hire an attorney, represent yourself, or request the appointment of one?
Request the appointment of one.
All right, the court will make a referral to the public defender's office for the appointment of an attorney. Will enter a not guilty plea, and will set the matter for a pretrial. That's where your attorney and the prosecutor will get together to see if there's a way to resolve the case short of the trial. You also have the right to have a bond set. Your bond is based upon the probability of you appearing at future court appointments and the threat that you pose to the community. I do know that you posted, or somebody posted for you, a monetary bond in the amount of $250. Normally, we would have had you meet with somebody from Community Corrections to do a pre-release assessment. That person's not available today, so I've got just a couple questions for you. Are you currently employed?
Yes.
And how long have you been employed?
About 6 weeks at this place.
6 weeks?
Yeah.
Are you hired in, or is it on a temporary basis?
Hired in.
Right. And prior to that, how long was your employment?
At the last place, 3.5 years. I left my last job to come to this one.
Okay.
I had 2 weeks off in between. 2 months.
And the address you gave me, how long have you lived at that address?
About 6 weeks.
6 weeks?
Yeah, I moved.
Is that because of the move?
Yeah.
The change in jobs?
Yeah.
And prior to that change in residence, how long had you resided where you did before?
A little over a year at my condo, which is up for sale now in Warren, Michigan.
All right.
Before that, I was in Farmington Hills for a decade.
Okay. Ms. Lawrence, any comment regarding bond? I do not show the defendant has any prior history.
Yes, Your Honor. I do not have a police report at this point. I do know this was a rollover crash that occurred on 131. I'm going to make, I think, a safe assumption that the affidavit has a typo and the PBT was not a .93, but rather a .093, I would assume. So in that case, I would just ask for random alcohol testing.
All right, Mr. Frederick, normally I would have the public defender here that would advocate on your behalf for bond. I'm inclined, I shouldn't say I'm inclined, my plan is to continue the bond with some alcohol testing. Without saying anything in regards to the case, is there anything else you would like me to know or consider when it comes to bond?
No.
All right. So I will continue the bond as previously set with the condition that you appear as ordered, keep your contact information current, not leave the state without permission, and to commit no new crimes. Because this is an alcohol-related offense, I am going to order no alcohol and random testing. In a moment,
for alcohol,
yes, yep. In a moment, you're going to go out to the front window where you checked in. You're going to get some paperwork to fill out for the defender's office. You're going to receive your next court date, and then you'll need to go downstairs to this. Today, it's going to be the district court probation office and get signed up for your testing requirements.
Okay.
Community Corrections is closed today, so they're assisting in signing people up. So you're going to go down to the ground floor. The hallway you're going to go down, it's going to be the first window on your left.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions for me about your bond conditions?
What was that department again?
You're going to go to the district court probation office.
Okay. One other question. I haven't been told where my car was towed to. Do you have that information?
I do not have that, but if you contact the sheriff's department, they should be able to tell you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you. You're all set. A person at the jail, please state your name for the record.
Corey Johansson.
All right. This is case number 263230FY. The people of the state of Michigan versus Corey Alden Johansson. Mr. Johansson, did you have the opportunity to meet with somebody from the public defender's office today?
I did, Your Honor.
I have a complaint that alleges that on or about August 8th, 2026, in Antioch Township of Wexford County, Michigan, it's alleged in count number 1 that you committed the offense of assault with a dangerous weapon or felonious assault. That is a felony punishable by up to 4 years in prison and or a fine of $2,000 and DNA to be taken upon arrest. In count number 2, it's alleged that you committed the offense of interfering with an electronic communications device. That is a felony punishable by up to 2 years in prison and or a fine of $1,000. In count number 3, it's alleged that you committed the offense of domestic violence as a second offender. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in jail and or a fine of $1,000. In count number 4, it's alleged that you committed the offense of child abuse 4th degree. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in jail and or probation of up to 5 years. Do you understand those charges and the potential penalties?
Yes, Your Honor.
On felony complaints, you have certain rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or write can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questioning you consent to, and the right to stop answering questions at any time. You also have the right to be represented by an attorney, and if you cannot afford one would be appointed to represent you at public expense, but you may be required to repay a portion of that expense. Today, do you plan to hire an attorney, represent yourself, or request the appointment?
I'm going to request the appointment of one, but I might be getting one when I get out. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
But I will.
All right. Well, if you do retain one, there's a process you have to go to switch out attorneys, but the attorneys will know how to do that.
Okay.
So
awesome. Thank you.
Court will refer to the Public Defender's Office for the appointment of an attorney, enter a not guilty plea, and will set the matter for a preliminary examination. That's a hearing that's held here in the district court within 21 days, and at that hearing, the prosecution is required to prove 2 things. 1, probable cause that the felonies had occurred, and 2, probable cause that you were the person who committed the felonies. If the prosecution is not able to do that, the felonies would be dismissed, but if they are able to, you'd be ordered to stand trial in circuit court on all matters. Prior to that preliminary examination, there'll be a probable cause conference. That's where your attorney and the prosecutor will get together to see if there's a way to resolve the case short of going to trial. You also have the right to have a bond set. Your bond is based upon the probability of you appearing at future court appointments and the threat that you pose to the community. Again, counsel, we do not have a praxis this morning. The prior, I show a domestic from 20 that was used to enhance. That was handled under 4A. Mr. Schonsberg and Mr. Johansson, do you have any comment regarding bond?
Thank you, Your Honor. I had a chance to speak with Corey earlier this morning, just recently. He reports to me that he's been living in Buckley for the past 3 years. He owns a home there with his wife and 2 children. He's been living in this general Northwest Michigan area his whole life. He attended PC West High School and also Traverse City High School up in Traverse. He's been working for EDF Construction the past year. As I said, he also has 2 children. They're both under the age of 7. They're 7 and 3 years old. Respectfully, we request a PR bond so that Mr. Johansson can assist in the defense of his charges. We believe that any concerns about his threat to the community could be resolved with any sort of conditions, including a no contact order. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Lawrence?
Thank you, Your Honor. I do not have a police report at this point, but I do know this occurred on 115. The victim, who's the defendant's wife, was driving a vehicle, and they had their 2 young children in the back seat. The defendant was in the passenger seat and grabbed the wheel and proceeded to steer the vehicle into oncoming traffic, as well as a couple times he was covering up his wife's eyes so she couldn't see. She tried to call 911, and the defendant had taken her phone from her. Given that, I would ask for some conditions, including no weapons and firearms, no threatening, intimidating, harassing behavior. I would ask for a no contact order with his wife, as well as no unsupervised contact with anyone under the age of 16. I think it's appropriate given that the children were in the vehicle. It is also alleged that the defendant was intoxicated at this time. There was a PBT done at the jail that came out at a .038. That was taken approximately 4 to 5 hours after the incident had occurred. So I do think random alcohol testing is appropriate as well. Given the seriousness of the charges, I do think a monetary bond would be appropriate. But I do know he does not have a lengthy criminal history, so I will leave that to the discretion of the court. Thank you.
Ms. Lawrence, I know you only have, I'm assuming the probable cause affidavit. Do you know, is there CPS involvement at all, given the allegations?
I don't believe so at this time. We were not given an update on that from the victim.
All right. Well, based on what's been presented to the court today, I do find that the defendant poses as a threat, so I believe some conditions are appropriate. I believe that given that the defendant has a prior domestic in his past, even though that was handled under 4A, and then the allegations of this case, bond will be set at $10,000 cash surety with the condition that the defendant appear as ordered, keeps contact information current, not leave the state without permission, and to commit no new crimes. Given that alcohol is alleged to be an issue in this matter, I am going to order no alcohol and random testing, no contact with the alleged victim in this case, whose name will appear in the pretrial release order. I'm not going to order any unsupervised contact with anybody under the age of 16. Sir, you are not to act any threatening, intimidating, and harassing behavior, and you are not to purchase or possess any firearms or weapons. If you are able to bond out, you'll need to come over. I guess it's going to depend on when you bond out. If you bond out today, you'll need to come over to the district court probation office on the ground floor of the courthouse to get signed up for your bond requirements. If it's after today, you'll need to appear at the community corrections office on the ground floor of the courthouse to get signed up for your bond condition. Do you have any questions for me about your bond?
Could I write those two places down? I do believe I will bond out today. And you said to go where?
So if you bond out today, you'll come to the district court probation office, which is on the ground floor of the courthouse.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, I do believe that's it.